Hey, it's Dwayne from Big Sugar Honey Company. It's July 5, 2025. I'm in the home yard. I was out working away outside and heard a weird noise and came out to investigate. And sure enough, there's a swarm that landed on this hive here, but just like this one, it had a brick on top. It tells me what's going on. And there's a brick and a couple pieces of wood shims that I use to make sure the boxes are canted forward a little bit. And sure enough, a little swarm fell, dropped, came from somewhere, and landed on the brick. So I don't know where they're going. I don't know where they're trying to go. It is just a pretty small swarm. But as I'm looking at it, sure enough, I spot the queen. She was unmarked. She's marked now. Put an orange dot on her so I know that she's a swarm queen. They are all over it. So all I'm gonna do is I've got this little 5-frame nuke here, and we're gonna try and entice them into this box. And I'll leave this queen in this little marking cage. That's all I had at the time. So she's in there. She's in flight mode. So she can fly, or almost can fly. So I'm just gonna put her in. I'm gonna take out, I've got one frame of older drawn comb in there as lure to hopefully get them to stay. I'll also throw in a frame of open larva. That almost always works. And put the lid on. And her pheromone slowly should entice those bees to walk in theory. And as they walk in, they should walk back out, and they should start to fan over their Mazanoff land. And that is kind of a, hey guys, she's in here, let's go. And you can scoop them. You can scoop them and push them in. But I literally am in t-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops. I don't really feel like I want to do that, and I don't think we're going to need to do it this time. I think they'll walk right in. Push it up a little bit. Maybe make it a little more enticing. Not a lot of interest. I'm getting bounced all over the head. The home yard is crazy busy today. Don't know if you can see, but the energy is amazing. There's definitely a flow going on. Like I said, I'm out here in the middle of 40 some odd hives. No gear on, and so far nobody really cares. They're all working. Busy bees are not defensive bees. Oh, we got a little action now. We call it the march. We will march in once everybody has made the decision. And a beehive is a colony, it's an organism. It isn't one bee, it isn't one queen, it's an organism. They actually work together. And there has to be consensus. So at some point, the alpha bees or the boss bees, someone is going to decide that this is the place we're going, this is where we want to be. And they will all walk in. And then once we've successfully caught the swarm, I will pick that box up maybe tonight, and I'll move it away. I'll move it away so that there have less options to get out. And if you see this one bee, one lonely bee, there she is. She's doing what I was talking about. She's got her butt up in the air and she's fanning that queen pheromone out to everybody else. Doing her best to entice everybody to come in the box. And more she'd start to do that. And you might have noticed that there's actually a crack. So these are honey supers. All that means it's a honey box. We call them honey supers. They're slightly smaller than the deep box that's down here. The frames are smaller, not as tall. And you crack them. And I'm only going by what I've seen online. When it's super hot, it gives them an extra entrance. Some people even say that it curtails swarming. It gives them the feeling of space. They're obviously able to ventilate more with extra openings. And this one's cracked too. I just see bees looking at me. So through these two foundations on here, and I can hear them crying underneath here. So there's a couple dozen bees, and that queen was walking on that brick and walking on that stick. So there's still a little bit of smell there. They're still thinking that she's on there or wondering why she's not there. So they will figure it out at some point. So now we've got 4 customers fanning, 5 customers fanning. So again, you could give them a little smoke. You can pick them up and put them up there. Or you can just let them do it at their own pace. They're doing it for me, so I'm not too concerned. I thought it would be a short video. I thought they would all run inside, but they're not quite into it yet. So if you look at these ones, they're doing the same thing. Butts in the air, because they still think that she's here somewhere, right here. But she's not. We liberated her. Oh, the break. Oh, look, they're running. They're running. They're like, no, I smell her. That's so amazing. They're moving in now. Got bit by a mosquito. The worst than the bees. Mosquitoes, black flies, bees. Just get stung all the time. Look at that. Now they're marching in. So the decision makers, it is a black fly. The decision makers have thrown the switch, it appears. And in they go. So the queen is still in the cage. She's stuck in there. And when you catch a swarm, sometimes they like the box you put them in. Sometimes they don't like the box you put them in. There's, just like everything else in beekeeping, there's not one way to do things. There's dozens of ways to do things. If anybody tells you this is the only way, then maybe stop listening to that person. There's lots of ways to catch swarms. Catching swarms is the easy part. Keeping them in the box sometimes is a challenge. So I'll definitely throw a frame of open brood in there. I'm really starting to think that it's the mother colony is this one here. I'm just reading my own note to self. July 1st, larva, didn't see queen. plus comb. And that is technical jargon for didn't see the queen. There's open larva, didn't see eggs, and now that makes sense. There was a queen cell in there. Actually, probably not. It probably was a virgin queen, and they're difficult to miss. Or it was a capped cell. It's more likely the case. It was a capped cell, and they were in swarm preparation mode, and I just missed it. Once again, bad beekeeper. It happens. You get a lot of colonies, you don't have the time to inspect everything maybe the way you want to. So that little swarm is definitely out of that hive. She was marked, and now she's not. Or she wasn't when I found her, so they've washed that mark off of her. So they either have a virgin queen running around, or they have a capped cell. So I'll put a new note on this hive not to touch it for 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks come back and see if they have a freshly minted, freshly mated queen. And this is all part of the process. Swarming is not a dirty word. It's reproduction. Bees just want to make more bees and push their genetics out into the wild. It's just what they want to do. I often think that beekeeping is 40% killing mites, 40% trying to keep them in the box, and 20% enjoying the rest of the activities. Anyways, these guys are good to go. They'll move in. We'll move them out probably tonight. And this queen, or this colony below, is just doing what bees do. And they'll have a new fresh queen very shortly. And while we're waiting for a new queen, we will probably collect a lot of honey, because when they don't have open brood to take care of, all that honey gets pushed up into the boxes above. Rearing sheets and sheets and sheets of brood takes a lot of energy, aka a lot of honey, carbohydrates, sugar water, however you're doing it. Anyways, sorry for the long video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.